So today we will discuss some of the international relations topics, which are most important only I have taken, which are very much related to the UPSC and who generally the UPSC will not go beyond this. So please revise whatever I have said in this international sessions, is including the military exercises and some miscellaneous topics. They came around 50. So please look into this. I have shared the material already with the administration and they will be sending it to you. So without wasting much of the time, let's see the things. So these are around included around 50 topics, more than 50 topics will be there. So please look into these again and again, as I have said already. Very important and very much related topics only I have given here because we have a very limited memory and we should not waste our memory. So that is the reason. So first topic for today's discussion is Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. This is the Divas. This is the day which we celebrate every year on January 9th. January 9th because Mahatma Gandhi came back to India from South Africa on this day. That is the reason why we are celebrating Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. Pravasi means those who are staying outside, Indians who are staying away from India. So for them to create certain kind of knowledge about India or the importance of India and their contribution, we are recognizing their contribution to the world or India because it acts as soft diplomacy. Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is a kind of soft diplomacy and it improves the patriotic feeling towards India. Once they go out of India, they should not forget India. So we are encouraging these kind of economic investments also of this Pravasi Bharatiya Divas by recognizing their importance. We are giving certain awards. These awards are called as Samman Awards. There will be convention which Prime Minister addresses these Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, the NRIs, and Bharat Ko Janiye quiz is also there, where the quiz is conducted by the government. So recently, 16th virtual PPT has been held. Because of the COVID, the people couldn't come. That is the reason why we have celebrated this 16th virtual Pravasi Bharatiya Divas in New Delhi. The theme here is contributing to the Atmanirbhar Bharat. So in the COVID times, we have seen it is a negative growth in India. And to reduce the dependency on other countries, so we are planning to ensure self-sufficiency. That is the reason why we came up with this new scheme, which I will be explaining you in the economics important questions. What is this Atmanirbhar Bharat and everything? Very important this year. So this Atmanirbhar Bharat, contributing to the Atmanirbhar Bharat, this is the theme of this year's Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. So in 1915, M.K. Gandhi has returned from India to India from South Africa on this 9th Jan. That is the reason why we have selected this. And there is one more day, that is June 21st, that is International Yoga Day. Until now, the question hasn't come on this. So International Yoga Day is celebrated on June 21st. This is also a kind of soft diplomacy, which India is planning to use its yoga, which is unique to India, for better relations with other countries through International Yoga Day. Why on June 21st this International Yoga Day is celebrated? Okay, we have this Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. The sun is at the Tropic of Cancer on this July 21st, and it is said that most part of the world will have sun on this day. So, the longest day we can say. So that's the reason why we have selected this June 21st, because yoga acts as a light for the development of the individual. That is the reason why we are celebrating June 21st, the International Yoga Day. So this question also was not asked until now. So please, Mission Sagar. Mission Sagar, also many missions which we have done during the COVID times to protect the Indians who are migrated to other countries for their livelihood. So this is one of the mission which Indian government has taken up. COVID relief mission by Government of India in May 2020 to provide essential aid to. There are 3 missions under this: Mission Sagar 1, Mission Sagar 2, and Mission Sagar 3. But they will not ask what happened in Mission Sagar 1, what happened in Mission Sagar 2. These they will not ask. So the main Sagar means ocean. Sagar means ocean. Those who are around in the Indian Ocean, India being a major power in this Indian Ocean, we are providing big brotherly help to these countries. So in the Mission Sagar 1, Indian naval ship Kesari departed to Maldives, Mauritius, and Seychelles to provide COVID relief measures. And Mission Sagar 2, INS Airawat is there. So we have delivered food to South Sudan, Djibouti, and Eritrea. You have to know here what is this African Horn countries. What is this African Horn, and what are the countries involved in this African Horn? That is the homework for you. So try to point in your map, world map. What are these African Horn countries? The Africa will be like this. These Horn countries, you have to know. So among this, Djibouti and Eritrea are one of the African Horn countries. Then, which of the countries which are bordering with the Red Sea is also important. African countries with Red Sea, that's what I said in the previous class. That whenever you are reading the international affairs, atlas, you can see these countries. Once you see, then you will have more memory and more knowledge regarding it. And Mission Sagar 3 delivered 15 tons of humanitarian assistance for flood affected people of Cambodia. So, not just COVID relief things. Through this Mission Sagar, we are providing help to the Indian Ocean littoral countries. Okay. Then Operation Samudra Setu. Setu means a kind of bridge. So, Operation Samudra Setu is also Indian operation. This operation is very specific operation to repatriate Indian citizens from overseas during the COVID-19 pandemic. During the COVID pandemic, whoever Indians are present in outside countries, we are trying to bring them back to India because they're gone. They felt that how their family members, how their family members are there. So they are the survival only. They are not looking for the economic benefits at that point of time. So we bought the Indians from the who stranded or who are stuck up in the Gulf countries to India because they are mostly the blue collar workers. Blue collar worker means laborers, these kind of people. So they don't have money to come back also. For them, we repatriated from overseas during COVID-19 pandemic. And Samudra Setu 2 is the shipment of oxygen filled cylinders to India during the second wave of COVID. So just try to differentiate between Operation Samudra Setu and Mission Sagar. Both are different. That is generally in nature, and this is very specific in nature. This operation, any operation for that matter, is very specific in nature. Next, Vande Bharat Mission. This is the biggest civilian exercise, evacuation exercise to bring Indian citizens stranded abroad due to the COVID-19. So this Vande Bharat mission is also similar to the Operation Samudra Setu only, but same kind of things. But to remember, to differentiate between these two things, just I have said that whenever we meet some people, whenever we come to India from other countries, we give a pranam to India. So that is what Vande Bharat. So this is how you remember. This is different from Mission Sagar operation. These operation Vande Bharat mission and Operation Samudra Setu are almost similar. This Operation Samudra Setu comes under the Vande Bharat mission only. Okay, Vande Bharat mission is bigger, and Operation Samudra Setu is to some extent part of this Vande Bharat mission only. Remember the names; they can ask the names. Then Culture of Peace session. Culture of Peace session. This is organized by in General Assembly. Concerns over this culture of peace. Why India raised concerns over this culture of peace is that in this they have selected only few religions rather than all the religions, especially the Abrahamic religions, that is Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. So they have for this selectivity in seeking to protect only these Abrahamic religions because Hindus are also this is what the threat in other countries like Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Hindus are also facing. Why only protecting these Abrahamic religion? That is the reason why India has raised its concerns. So this is on Alliance of Civilizations, UN Alliance of Civilizations is also there. So this was established in 2005. Why in 2005? Because in 2002 we have this WTO attack is there. WTO World Trade Centers, not WTO World Trade Centers attack is there in USA, 2002. So they felt there is a need for religious closure among the countries so that we can eliminate most of the fightings or most of the war kind of things all over the world. That is the reason why Kofi Annan, at that point of time, who is the head of this UN, has initiated this UN AOC to bring the civilizations to ensure better coordination between all the religions. It also features programming in areas of education, youth, and migration and media. So, to ensure smooth migration or to protect the migrants, also this particular UN AOC is there. Okay, Alliance on Civilizations. Remember this UN AOC. done this session, Culture of Peace, under UNGA. Then Victory Day Parade. This is also important because they can ask Victory Day Parade is related to what. So every year Russia does this parade because they won over this Nazi Germany. Why this year it is important? Because this year it is the 75th anniversary where Indian Defense Minister attended it, and Indian military also has participated in this parade. That is the reason why it is important this year. India's and Chinese contingent participated in this 75th Victory Day Parade of 75th Victory Day Parade of Russia, which will be held in Moscow. And if they ask this question from the world history is not present in the prelims, but they can ask anything. So in the Second World War, there are Axis powers and Allied powers. Axis powers are Germany, Italy, and Japan. Allied powers are Great Britain, USA, and France. Russia came later. Okay, when USA has asked for Russia's help and all those things, Russia is part of Allied forces only. But after winning the World War, the Cold War has started. The Cold War has started, where there is a conflict between USA and Russia. That is at that point of time Soviet Union, that is USSR. So remember this also. If it is possible, if they have to ask the bouncer, they will ask. Then some of the international relations, international institutions in news, we will see that. Number one is the WHO. It is in the news because Joe Biden, the current president of USA, has rejoined this WHO. Initially, the Donald Trump has left WHO because USA is contributing huge amount to WHO, but it is not gaining much. That is the reason why, as a businessman, Donald Trump has seen from the economic angle only. So he said, I will take away the country from the WHO to save certain amount of money. So that is the reason why WHO is important this year. USA was member since 1948. That means it is a opening. It is present from the starting itself. A specialized agency of the UN, and funding to WHO is through voluntary donations only. There is no compulsion that this country should give this much or this country should give this much. And there are three kinds of donations: member country donations, assessed contributions, and philanthropic donations are there. Not important. They will not go this much deep. But for your understanding only, I'm saying USA has the highest contribution from the member countries. That is 31% contribution to the WHO is given by USA only. India's contribution is only 1%. And there is World Health Assembly is there in the WHO. Assembly means group of countries sit together and discuss, like our assembly is there, state legislative assembly or parliament, which countries sit and they discuss on the issues. So this is made the decision-making body of WHO. This is regarding the decision-making body of WHO. Recently, in the COVID-19 pandemic, this WHO has discussed about the patent things, that if we give patents to the vaccines, then people will not. It is not affordable to the people. That is the reason why they called it for removal of unjustified obstacles in the TRIPS. Obstacles means TRIPS has the patent. It protects the patents of the on the drugs. So when there are patents, then they try to economize that thing for the economic benefit. So they said that these are unjustified obstacles are there. When people are dying, some people are aiming for money. So that is the reason why this WHO has advocated for TRIPS, removal of unjustified obstacles in TRIPS, and advocated flexible things. These things I will be explaining you what is this Doha Declaration and everything in the economics class. Okay. TRIPS and Doha Declaration. If you are interested, then you only Google these things, because this year these are important, because in the WHO they have discussed these things in the COVID-19 pandemic. So TRIPS and Doha Declaration. WTO monitors the TRIPS agreement. So it sets the minimum standards for copyrights. These are also important. What comes under the TRIPS? They can ask like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Like copyrights are there, trademarks are there, geographical indications are there, industrial designs are there, patents are there, integrated circuit layout designs are there. Okay, and undisclosed information, that is the trade secrets are there. Example, Coca-Cola comes under the trade secrets. So these things are there. Compulsory licensing. Please look for what is this compulsory licensing. They can directly, they can just ask what is this compulsory licensing. In simple words, I wanted to say what is this compulsory licensing. It is that whenever any drug is there, especially in the pharmaceutical industry, we will see this kind of a concept, which is very much costly. For example, there is a drug by Bayer Pharmaceuticals, which is costing around 2 lakhs per month. This tablet, around 10 to 15 tablets are there, which is costing around 2 lakhs per month. For whole month, the medication is costing 2 lakhs. But same things, the Cipla has made for 30,000 only per month. 30,000 per month, you can get the medication for just 1 month. So you see the difference. But Bayer said, I have done a lot of research. And I made this drug. How can Cipla just copy my drug and make a generic drug and they give it for 30,000 only? So during that kind of situation, to protect the human beings and at the same time to protect the hard work which Bayer has done for the economic gains, because they have wasted a lot of money, they have invested a lot of money on the human research. For this, the country came up with this licensing. If humans health is at stake or human life is at stake, then Indian government can give compulsory licensing to certain companies to make this drug, and this compulsory licensing should be agreed by the Bayer. Should be agreed, so that whatever the Cipla earns also, certain part of the money should be given to the Bayer. So it's a complex licensing agreement. So to protect the humans, compulsory licensing is not given every time to any pharmaceutical industry. They will consider to what is the importance of the drug, how many patients are suffering from the disease, all these things they will consider, and they will give compulsory licensing to that patented drug. Patent is not expired, but have given permission to certain generic manufacturers to manufacture that particular drugs. Then there is TRIPS Plus is also there, which comes under the economics, but anyways, I have discussed WHO. That is the reason why I'm saying this. So this TRIPS Plus is mainly advocated by these developed countries, demanded by these developed countries, because TRIPS is not benefiting countries like European countries and USA countries. So they are demanding for higher level of protection, like data exclusivity and evergreen patenting. Data exclusivity and evergreen patenting. Don't disclose our data. Data should be protected, because whenever anyone takes a patent, the information should be made undisclosed. It should disclose the information. For example, Coca-Cola did not take the patent. Why they did not take the patent? Because if they take the patent, then their formulation, their what are their ingredients, how much quantity they are adding in the Coca-Cola, what is the quantity of sugar and everything, other ingredients, they should disclose. But they don't want to disclose. That is the reason why they have made this trade secret. So this they have to disclose. But for the pharmaceutical company, they are taking patent. They are asking for this data exclusivity for 5 years. Patent is there for 20 years. No one can manufacture. And 5 years, they are not disclosing the data also, how they have manufactured this particular drug. So this is what they are asking. So look into this evergreen patenting and data exclusivity also. Evergreen patenting is continuously patenting after expiry of before 17th or 18th year of the patent term. They will apply for new patent saying this particular drug has some more benefits, or they have changed the formulation. So again, after 20 years, they will take the patent for another 20 years. So this becomes very costly for the humans to avail that particular drug or anything, any invention. So India did not join this TRIPS Plus agreement. India did not sign this TRIPS Plus agreement. So evergreen patenting is not present in India. We are against this evergreen patenting. Then UN non-permanent members. This time it is important. UN permanent members and UN non-permanent members. Just remember the number. UN permanent members, you have 5. What are the 5? USA, UK, China, France, and Russia. USSR at that point of time. So these 5 countries are World War winning countries. The World War II winning countries are given the place of this in the UNSC at that point of time. UK, or if you see these things, they are allied powers, mostly allied powers. So these allied powers were given this UNSC permanent membership, and there are non-permanent members are also there in UNSC. These are 10 non-permanent members are there. So every 2 years, they will select new non-permanent member. So India became a non-permanent member in the UNSC in the recent times. From 2021, India 2020, it was elected as non-permanent member of the UNSC. The term is for 2 years. And to get elected to this non-permanent member, it has to secure 2/3 of votes casted in UNGA. GA means UN General Assembly. So 2/3 members support is there, then we can become the UNSC non-permanent members. But India is demanding for reforms in the UNSC permanent membership only, so that because now UK is not a major power in the world. Now France is also not a major power in the world. Okay, why we have this country still in the UNSC? Use this. Germany is a superpower presently. India is also superpower because the kind of contribution it is making, the economic, how big the market of India is. Japan is also demanding for I should get the permanent membership rather than non-permanent membership. So this is why this particular UNGA and non-permanent members are important. And this is, if someone's mic is on, please mute your mic. And this is not the first time that India became a member, non-permanent member. This is the eighth time. 7 times previously, India became served as UNSC as a non-permanent member. The previously, this is the eighth time. So there is some other important things regarding it: P5+1 countries and G4 countries. P5+1 countries means what is this? This one country. P5+1. What is this extra country added? This is for the specific case of Iran only. We have added this one country, that is Germany. Whenever any country wants to impose sanctions, if US wants to impose sanctions, it is up to the USA to impose sanctions. But if every country has to impose sanctions, then they have to discuss in the UN, and UNSC should give the permission for to impose sanctions on that country by every country. For example, in Iran there is nuclear missile. There is a claim that they are preparing nuclear missiles. So to curb this Iran from making the nuclear missiles, every country should use these economic sanctions. That's what USA has demanded, and in the UNSC they have discussed these things. But there is one country which Germany. Germany has a more number of businesses in Iran. That is the reason why UNSC has considered, okay, Germany also, please, you also participate in our discussions and tell me whether we should have sanctions on Iran because they are making the nuclear bombs. So that's what P5+1 country is Germany. Okay, so this P5+1 country, the action, the plan of action of imposing sanctions on Iran is called as Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA. They can directly ask JCPOA, Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action is related to, because they have asked in previous years, BTIA, what is it related to? All these things. There is one more thing, that is the G4 countries is there. G4 countries are those countries which are demanding permanent membership in the UNSC. Okay, reforms in the UNSC they are demanding. That is, what are those G4 countries? It is so UNSC. This G4 countries are those countries which are demanding for reforms in the UNSC. These countries are Brazil, Germany, India, and Japan. Because now these are also major countries which are contributing huge to the GDP of the. So, but when these countries are demanding for their membership in the UNSC permanent members, there are certain other countries which are opposing this kind of membership, in this kind of reforms in the UNSC. What are those countries? For example, who will oppose India to become permanent member? The Pakistan will oppose India. Okay, who will oppose Japan? Japan is opposed by Australia. Not important, but remember this coffee club. Name of this coffee club. Brazil is opposed by Venezuela. Germany is opposed by Italy and Spain because they are neighbors. Neighbors are biggest enemies of us, but we can't do the neighbors. We can't change because if you are going to a school, if you don't like the person sitting beside you, you can change your bench. But the neighbor country is Pakistan. You can't say Pakistan go and sit beside USA. I don't like you because their country is there here. So this is why. So Coffee Club is the club which is opposing the UNSC reforms because G4 countries are demanding for this reforms for their membership. So this is what the thing is. Shanghai Cooperation Group. This is also very important. They can ask if they have to ask again. So 20th virtual summit has happened, and which is chaired by Russia and India. This time, India announced that the National Museum of India will hold exhibition on Buddhist heritage of SCO countries. So this is why it is important, Buddhist. So this time Buddhism is also important. So know about important terms in the Buddhism, which I have already said. Buddhism is always important. So maybe this is because SCO was also important. So all countries, all museums have participated in this SCO summit. So this SCO was established in 2001. which is previously called as Shanghai 5. That is, prior to 2001, this is called as is known by the name of Shanghai 5, which consists of China, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Tajikistan, and Kazakhstan. The main focus of this Shanghai Cooperation Organization is that for regional development in the region and to combat the security threats. Security threats, what kind of security threats? That is, the terrorism is there. Terrorism is there. Secession tendencies are there. Both China also suffers from these secession tendencies through Uyghur community. They're demanding, it's a kind of a separatist community which is present in China itself. Then the members of this SCO is India, China, Pakistan, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. Keep some code, or just they are the countries in and around China only. And these are the observer countries, that is Afghanistan, Belarus, Iran, and Mongolia. So remember these things. And there is RATS is there, regional anti-terrorist structure is there, which is under the SCO only. So to combat the terrorist tendencies in this region, SCO has made this RATS, regional anti-terrorist structure, to combat terrorism, separatism, and extremism. So this is about the SCO organization. Just look into this. Then there is OPEC and OPEC plus countries are there. This is also important because we have seen recently the very increase in the cost of this crude oil in the country. So what are these OPEC countries? OPEC countries are Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. So it is born in 1960 through Baghdad Conference, and 14 oil exporting countries are part of this, with 5 original. What are the 5 original things? 5 original countries: Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Venezuela. These are the 5 original countries of this OPEC, and later many countries have joined: Algeria, Libya, Nigeria, UAE, Gabon, Guinea, Congo, and Angola and Ecuador. So no need to remember all these countries. So just remember what is the difference between OPEC and OPEC plus. If they have to ask, they will ask this one only. So main focus is to ensure stable and fair prices of these petroleum products, because so when what happens when beggars are fighting, this is the saying. I'm not saying these countries as beggars, but when beggars are fighting, the rich people will benefit. That is what is there. So when India and Bangladesh are fighting for textile exports, then who will benefit? Europe and USA will benefit because they are getting cheaper things. If India sells a shirt for 10 rupees, then Pakistan says I will sell for 5 rupees only, because they need money for their exports. And if India again says I will sell for 3 rupees only, then who will lose? We are going to lose. Who is going to benefit? The richer countries are going to benefit. So Iran and Saudi Arabia has a problem with each other. Iran and Iraq has the conflicts. So when Saudi Arabia says I will sell for $100 a barrel of crude oil, then Iran says to increase their export, they will say that I will sell it $90 only. So to reduce this kind of tensions and to uh, have economic benefit for all the countries, they made this group, Organization of Oil Exporting Countries, for ensuring fair and stable prices of petroleum producers. Then OPEC Plus. OPEC Plus is a recent organization which is born in 2017. A group of 24 oil producing nations, both OPEC and non-OPEC countries are also there. So this generally OPEC bloc is normally led by Saudi Arabia because it is a major and the highest reserves of oil in the world. So that is the reason OPEC bloc is normally led by Saudi Arabia, that is a leader. And non-OPEC members is led by Russia. Because Russia is the biggest player in non-OPEC countries. So OPEC Plus has the OPEC countries plus Azerbaijan, Bahrain, Brunei, Kazakhstan, Malaysia, Mexico, Oman, Russia, South Sudan, and Sudan. So these also have oil producing countries. Oil producing countries. They may not, they may not export much, but these people also have the oil with them. This is the difference. OPEC and OPEC plus countries. Then Eurasian Group on combating money laundering.